about the activities? Ben?
Well, after I read mine, Emily told me that I hugged the survey too closely. So, I mean, really, for me, I thought it was, after looking at the survey, I guess I did it wrong, but after looking at the survey, it just seemed like that's obvious, that's what it should be.
Definitely can be that, as long as it links back to your beliefs and values, right? And you're able to communicate that with your own thing.
Mike also told me I was full of the gas, but that's
Oh, really?
At least sounds polite.
All right, any other big takeaways? Martin? Big takeaways?
Daunting.
It was daunting?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, actually, the challenge is finding the right word
Yeah.
to make, to actually zero in exactly what is it that you want to see. So that's the challenging part.
Yeah. The words make a difference. Like, it's not, the words and the way you select them lend to clarity of thought. And if you're still not clear on what your way is, and you are finding the words hard to do, it means you haven't kind of figured out yet what your way really is. That's just the big takeaway. And remember, like the statement that you saw here, that got refined a few times. Usually through a small team. I generally didn't bring big statements like this out to the entire staff because then it became silly. Yeah.
I don't want to be foolish and challenge.
No, it's okay.
But
Go
you know, we
ahead.
were talking a couple weeks ago about our mission, vision, core
Yep.
values, and artifacts. And,
Yeah.
I envision artifacts.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I've got it figured out. And I guess this is where I don't agree. Is I feel like I've got it figured out.
Yeah.
But just creating the, when you hear people say, it's on the tip of their tongue, they just can't.
Uh-huh.
That's where I feel that
Okay.
I'm at. Like I got it figured out. Just what's
Yeah.
the correct term?
Well, what you're describing is very, it just happens. I'll just write it here. You can, some people build, they kind of have a, they kind of deconstruct a bit, and they deconstruct it, and they have parts that lead to a whole. That's fine. You have parts in your head, you know the parts really well. You're trying to figure out how they line up to a whole. And other people start with the whole, like I have the vision and I break it down to its parts. Usually just depends on personal preference how you get there. The one part of this that is important though goes back to the simplicity and complexity. If you don't know why those parts equal to a whole, it'll become a problem, right? Similarly, if you have the whole intact but you deconstruct it without valuing the complexity, then you'll have these kind of loose tasks, things that, and you won't stick to them because you'll be like, why are we doing this? Yeah, that's the difference. Okay. Cool. All right, so it's fine, and this happens all the time. It depends just like how you learn, right? Some people, some people are just like big picture thinkers. Those people who are global thinkers, writing one-way statement, our-way statements rather, is pretty simple. Like they get it, like they think that way. When it comes tomorrow to actually break it down, it falls apart. There's just, I don't know what to do. Like they get way too complex. It's just that's other reverse. They know the little parts, but they can't say why they all stitch together. But eventually you will. Make sense? Okay, cool. All right, let's go over a few of these. I said they would be random. There is one in here called Your Pick. And if you were the last person to go and I pick your pick, you get to choose the person. Willie.
Why do I feel that was a setup?
It's not a setup.
I don't believe it.
All right, Willie, give us your...
It was not a setup.
I don't buy that for
Your
1 minute.
Okay, fair enough. It was random.
Okay.
Let's make it even more random. I will put one in here, and then I'll let someone else choose on the subsequent one. All right, go for it. This is safety.
Safety. The safety and well-being of all parties is a priority at university campus. Therefore, university staff and students will conduct themselves in a manner that would reasonably ensure the safety and health of everyone. University will promote an environment of respect and positivity.
Okay. All right. What are your reactions? We gotta do it fast. So we get
What does reasonably ensure mean?
That they would take all precautions to make sure that the kids are safe and
So can you just say ensure?
good.
Just because what's reasonable to you
Okay.
might not be what's reasonable to Ben.
You're right.
Great word.
It's reasonable to send that kid home for the rest of the year, in my mind.
Exactly.
Right? Good.
Can
What
you
else?
use the word reasonable though, so that you're not trapped?
Why are you so afraid of HR?
It's not HR,
Why
but
do you just always feel trapped by like someone's gonna?
I'm a literal person.
Yeah.
There's certain words that you use like for example, when you do behavior plans and you're with your staff creating a behavior plan. I've seen words used that they use to try to trap an administrator. Well, this says this right here when it comes to that.
Can you read that sentence?
And so when I think of reasonable, I'm thinking of if you're trying to protect the kid, then what do you think is a reasonable way to
I
protect
think you mean appropriate.
appropriate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or best of your ability, or
That's, yeah, or consistent with our beliefs or something like that. Back to your point about reasonable in this, in these how you do it, like there is a way you have to establish. And for me, the brighter the line you draw around it, you're able to filter out those things that belong in it and those things that don't, right? And yes, there will always be like I appreciate on the one hand and get miffed on the other. That's not the word I want to use. It's a lot stronger. About the lawyers on my staff, right? They're like, but this in the handbook right here says you have to do that. Then the handbook doesn't align to our way, and I've got to do that. So like I get what you're saying, and people definitely do
Yeah.
that. Definitely do that. The other reason they do that is they fundamentally don't understand the complexity behind your motivations. And that's why we talked about, like, if you take nothing away today, I hope you'll take away, deal with the complexity first, and you'll get out of these traps, right? Yeah. Okay. It's a good point. I mean, and it's practical.
I mean,
too.
50% of my staff are those handbook lawyers that.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's just how
it's a
they
new
are.
recruitment tool for you, right? Yeah. Are you that way too?
I'm that way now
Nah,
in order because
bet.
I have to
I hear you.
combat them.
I hear you. Okay. All right, Willie, thank you. Okay, so just one more thing. That says a lot, and it's still not super clear. So go back to, it's not, you have a way around it. So for example, in the starter statement, there was a reason why we chose restorative over punitive. It comes from a long history of people in this particular school feeling like they're always punished by the police in the community, punished by community service organizations, whether it's in health or recreation or whatever. There's this constant punish. And that's what, at some point, the community did value. And so you got to really get it, like what you want to see. You want to see restored. Okay? And so you got to get to really so you got the security in there. You've got to get to really what is it about the behavior that you want to see, because yours was very behavioral focused. Okay. All right. Who's next? Tim on safety.
I was just at here we go. This might sound a little familiar. Our school is safe when staff and students know each other on a deep personal level. The building is secure and the behavior is built around, I didn't get the last part, but positive end results. Something of that nature.
Do you mean positive interactions?
Well, no,
Or do you
I wanted-
mean,
yeah.
or do you mean that support?
What we talked about in school or out of school suspensions, that takes away from the opportunity for those students. So, and I didn't want to use your whole definition here.
Okay. Feel free to if you want to.
Well, I do like it.
Okay. But only if it aligns to your values, right? Okay, read it one more time.
Our school is safe when staff and students know each other on a deep personal level. The building is secure and behavior is built.
Love it. Okay. Feedback.
Do you mean to say build with like restorative justice? Is that what you're?
A different route.
The secure part feels thin to me. I still don't know kind of what it means and it doesn't go anywhere. I guess when I hear secure, I just think lockdown. Is it more than that?
But is it supposed to be more than that, or is that supposed to be when you break it down?
Could be.
Yeah, that's what
I get long-winded, so I mean, it could very well be
Which I
just.
do as well.
So that's a good question, Richard, because that's how I kind of see the situation, the statement to be, is that you're gonna get to the details of it, focus when you start breaking it down, right? Then you start going from the 30, 60, 90-day plan, that's the detail of it, right? Okay.
Yeah, so it's a slightly a preference thing. My take is when you first learn to do this and you're establishing your way is to not be too general and not be too specific. There's a fine line there. And so it's really giving yourself room in order to break down what those things mean. The reason why there are a sentence or two and not several sentences and not tons and tons of adjectives in there is because you have to eventually end up explaining every single thing in there, right? And you have to eventually actualize every single one of those things. And so because I believe schools are fast-paced kind of things and I only have limited capacity as my leadership team does and as the teachers do, my bend or arc is always towards less is more. And in terms of the description and how you break it down, I think the best way to check that is when you do list how that's going to play out, double check it back with your one statement. Right? They are iterative to a certain extent. And you'll have to play with that, and I'll look them over to make sure. But remember, the our way, I keep on one way, but the our way statements are meant to actually share with staff and others who ask you, well, what is our take on safety? What is our take on external relationships, partnerships, that kind of thing? We had this conversation about partnerships earlier. Like, you just shouldn't have any partner in the building. At the Ron Clark School, they have 3 partners primarily: Delta, Intercontinental, Georgia Southern. And the reason why, Georgia Power. And the reason why they have those 3 is to only support the expeditions for students. They fly on Delta, they stay in Intercontinental hotels, Holiday Inn, Intercontinental, all the ones there. And if they need some extra money while they're there, that's what it's for. And that's what they tell the partners. Partners love it because they know that's exactly where their money is being spent. They don't have every partner under the sun who wants to run into the school. Those aren't partners, those are friends. Yeah, those are friends. And so as you get to that one, that's an example of where the language really does matter. As Tim and I were talking about, like, you gotta have partners for a reason. You don't just have partners because someone said it was a good idea. All right, let's move on.
Can I do that again?
Yeah.
So our school is safe when staff and students know each other on a deep personal level. Positive behavior is created through positive behavior is created through positive interactions. I need to reword that. Does that make it? I took that out.
Yeah. Whose behavior? Students' behavior?
Everyone.
So it'd say something around.
Well, I guess it would.
Gotta work on that last piece. I'm not sure exactly which way you're going.
Can I push
Yeah,
him
sure.
to say it shouldn't just be student behavior? Because can all attest to the fact that majority of the referrals that come into our offices were really adult stimulated. You know, I would just like to, you know, it has to start with adult work.
I made some mistake.
Yes, it does. I mean, if that's your value, it just goes back to whatever your belief is about. I can't say what your belief is about. I agree, by the way, a lot of discipline for like generally children at your pre-K to 8th grade level. Generally, they get it. Adult frustration and stress often plays into it. We found most of our special education teachers, by the way, and administrators, were suffering from PTSD too, brought on by their interactions with staff and students. So when those consultants were actually going out to look at students, they were like, your students aren't the problem. Yes, they have issues, but your staff, they're releasing so much cortisol. The only thing they know how to do is hit everything with a hammer. So, like, and this was a clinical psychologist, very well respected. He's like, that's all they know how to do. Okay, who's next? You. Oh, great. See, it's not a setup, will it?
We're sticking with safety?
No, we're gonna move on to relationships.
Okay. Alright. The cornerstone of West Park Academy are the nurtured relationships among all members of the school. Authentic practices build rapport and community within each individual that has a role in the positive movement of West Park Academy. Already got your feedback.
I didn't say anything. Can you read it again?
A cornerstone of West Park Academy are the nurtured relationships among all members of the school. Authentic practices build rapport and community within each individual that has a role in the positive movement of West Park Academy. Come on, guys.
So if the audience is what you're saying in authentic relationships, is fine, right? It's not, we don't have to explain that then on that paper because.
That's
I'm
where I was
assuming-
challenged in the.
Well, I'm assuming, I mean, if it's for your staff and when your staff and you can articulate with your staff, then I'm hoping our staff knows what, when they see that word, that we wouldn't have to change that word. I mean, I like the word, but, I mean, if this was going out to the general public, then, yes, I think we have to change the word.
Change the word authentic.
If it was,
No, I'm not
just
quite-
depending on what audience it's
Okay.
going to, I think, me personally.
Well, if it's going outside though, I wouldn't know what, if I'm not an educator, I wouldn't know what authentic practices were.
Yeah. Now, am I correct in saying, like, I mean, if we kept the word, or if you kept the word authentic practices, most of your work is gonna come on that side right there, that explains what that is and how you're gonna do it in your classroom or in your school, right?
Did you say build a community within themselves?
Yeah, I said, build rapport and community within each individual that has a role in the positive movement of West Park Academy.
Great word. That could be broken down.
It's a good catch. Two things there that come out of your two sentiments you're trying to get at: authenticity, rapport, and community as they relate to community, right? And so the way that I'm reading it is to say your relationships are to build community, right? So your relationships, and that the characteristic of those relationships are something around authenticity and something about rapport. So we're community built on authentic relationships or rapport. Like, you got to choose one or the other. you're gonna get into the lawyerly thing after a while, even when you break it down. But isn't this an authentic practice too? So what you're trying to say there is that these relationships, if I understand you, are genuine, right? They're genuine. They're not just for school. They're for, they're K-8, right? You're hoping that if mobility, doesn't kind of bring students in and out at this crazy rate, that there are these long-term relationships and that they're authentic because they're based on something deeper, right? That's what authenticity is. You can actualize that. Rapport is your ability to enter into those relationships, right? Rapport is our ability to get into a relationship. And so you can't have authenticity if there's no rapport anyway. Like, I can't come over here, meet Mark on the street, and say, I'd like to have a deep personal relationship with you. He'd probably be like, dude. I don't know. What I love about rapport is that it is a entry point into an intention around a relationship that's meant to be deep at some level. Or it's an entry point into a relationship for some type of purpose. And those three things, community, authenticity, and rapport, are really strong in that statement. And all the other things are just noise. Does that make sense? Okay. Really, I mean. Yeah, okay, good. All right. Yeah, so, and because of what you told us earlier, once you get to the building blocks, we'll probably see exactly what you mean. So, all right, great. Would you like to choose? Oh, okay, she didn't do them, so choose again.
It's fine, it was the only one I did.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, our school, and this is relationships.
Yeah.
Our school embraces diversity, taking every opportunity to have positive interactions with each other and build genuine relationships.
Okay.
Stop there.
Did you have more?
I have a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay. All right. So say those things again that are most meaningful to you.
I did.
Okay, say them again just so we can.
Our school embraces diversity, taking every opportunity to have positive interactions with each other and build genuine relationships.
Okay. Feedback? What feedback do we have?
Well, I want to say I think it's good. I think that you kind of tied in some pieces that Tim was talking about. So, I kind of like it.
Okay. What else?
So you'll get to what those opportunities are as you break it down.
Okay. What else? Okay. Anyone have other feedback? All right. Read it one more time for me.
Our school embraces diversity, taking every opportunity to have positive interactions with each other, building genuine relationships.
Okay. How might this sound? We take every opportunity to build genuine relationships through our appreciation of diversity, and there's something else you have there that's not figured out yet. I can feel it.
It's a whole bunch of
It's a bunch of stuff. Yes. So what you're saying is the way that you want to interact is that you're gonna try to get your staff that's your way. Like, look for those opportunities to build those relationships, right? And the character of those relationships are one that capitalize on diversity. And there's some other things that I think there. And you could leave it at diversity, right? But then you have to explain a little bit what you mean about diversity. Yeah. Is it diversity of thought? Is it opinion? Is it, around race and ethnicity? Is it, what is it about? What is it about the diversity?
I was just trying to follow the template.
Yeah.
And the template had certain words in it, and it said social support for adults, and it said respect for diversity. So that was on one side, and then the other part was talking about morale and student-teacher relationships. So I was trying to
Yeah, and which
figure out
ones
a
of
way to
those?
say all of this in a positive way in 2 sentences.
Yeah. And you don't have to choose all of them, right? Because you got a whole. If you choose all of them, then you have to operationalize all of them, right? So you have to choose what's more important. What seemed to come out that was important is around diversity. What's the other thing? Is morale important?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to include morale. What else?
Positive interactions.
We seize every opportunity to build genuine relationships that respect diversity, that uplift morale, and build stronger, positive relationships. We seize every opportunity to deepen genuine, positive relationships. Love, 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 what I just said, right? Okay, good. You guys see how that works? Sometimes you just gotta sometimes you have to look at what you wrote down and place it in the right order. So this is all about getting to relationships, and you characterize then you'll have to say what genuine is. And one of the reasons I like the word genuine is it kind of goes to Julio's point about the lawyers. It's not so value-laden that you can't talk about what genuine means, right? Versus what did you say before? Reasonable. Okay. All right. Let's go next. It's Willie.
Probably, Julio.
Julio. All right, Julio, we're going to shift on to the last one, external environments. Yeah.
Northwest Academy will serve as a community pillar in which individuals will be able to meet in a safe, clean, and idea-rich environment. Northwest Academy will serve as a community pillar in which individuals will be able to meet in a safe, clean, and idea-rich environment.
Sorry.
Ideal rich.
Idea-rich.
I like that. What was the name of the group that can meet there?
Northwest Academy will serve as a community pillar in which individuals will be able to meet in a safe, clean, and idea-rich environment.
What else? All right. Very strong.
Thank you.
Very, very strong. Where you might have to figure things out when we get to it tomorrow is not on the idea rich, but this idea of individuals. Right?
Okay.
So is it individuals? Is it groups?
Yeah, we
And
can do
is it
that.
both for learning? The strongest part of that is an image you gave us about a pillar of the community, right?
Yeah.
Grandma's gonna love pillar of the community. She gets that because she is one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Good. Good. Very good. All right. And tell us the values that sit underneath that statement.
Right now?
Yeah.
Or-
What is that? Not the actions, but where did that come from?
That
The
came
pillar
from,
of the
I
community?
really envisioned my school to be a community, basically community outreach center, or
Mhm.
community after 4 o'clock doesn't mean that the school's closed.
Mhm.
I mean, events should be held there,
Mhm.
kids, community center type aspect in which that school rather than a school that just is done and the alarm goes on and kids are kicked out.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And underneath that, you have a belief about community. What is that?
to embrace it, and in all honesty, this is the thing that this is one of my goals for this coming year is to embrace this more of, while I was at East, I was able to get a lot of the community involved, and I was there for 13 years or whatever, but transferring to Northwest, I'm still a little new there, but it's getting those small business owners to come to our school and see our school, what we're standing for, and the Detroit Shoreway line in which the business associations come in, and establishing those relationships that when it comes to that, I mean, it's a big deal for these kids because the dynamics of my community right now, my kids, they're from there, a lot of them are. I mean, when it comes to, it's community school in lots of ways. Their parents are small business owners. Their grandparents are living at the nursing home right across the street, and just
Yeah, it sounds like you believe in healthy, thriving.
Yeah.
Thriving means economically thriving as well. Communities. And that's good. That's how you do it. Okay, great. Last one. Martin, have a choice. All right. Ben.
Right.
All right. External relations.
Our school has an excellent external environment when the students, families, and community take pride in the school by positive words, inspirational actions, and attendance to school events. Students also promote the external environment by being involved in service learning and positive community interactions.
Okay. What feedback?
I don't know if it needs to be an external environment. I think you probably take that out and use something else. I mean, everything else is great. It's just that, you just that word, I think you could probably take that a bit.
Great.
can you say it again?
Our school has an excellent external environment when the students, families, and community take pride in the school by positive words, inspirational actions, and attendance to school events. Students also promote the external environment by being involved in service learning and positive community interactions. This is the one where Emily told me I don't have to do the survey too much.
What else?
Did you put the word when? Like when students do this?
No, students also promote the external environment by being involved in service learning.
What other feedback? In the interest of time, lob off the last sentence. That's going to be one of the things you do tomorrow. Service learning, it's a tactic, right? So you want to stay a little bit above that right now. The other parts, so here's some great things. Inspirational acts, right? I could see you doing a whole thing around like teaching the staff about inspirational acts and students about inspirational acts. It comes out of a place of generosity and altruism, right? It's a beautiful thing about community, the types of so we've seen some tragedies happen in our country over the last few weeks, and the outpouring, gosh, it is like heart-gripping, right? So that's in there. The first part of what you said, say that again,
Our school has an excellent external environment when the students, families, and community take pride in the school.
take pride, yes. You know, that's what it's about. Like you're gonna initiate a set of pride activities in order for them to show that and demonstrate. The other thing that we didn't talk about, like pride also indicates a certain type of love, right? It's what Neil at Visible Men Academy, pride in who you are as an African American or Latino. Very good. Log off the last part. Yeah. Right. Okay. We're going to end there today. Now, those of you who didn't go, take a look at these later. We're going to have a lot of time tomorrow to work on this. You'll have a lot of time to flesh them out, and we're really going to start to make them come alive tomorrow. Okie dokie. All right, before we leave today, think about one thing that became clearer to you and one thing that's still muddy. Okay, and just write that down on the front page of your packet there in the rule. Like what became clearer to you and what's left still. Like Mark said yesterday, like you shouldn't leave here totally clear. Like this should be about dissonance and how you resolve the dissonance. Okie dokie. Let's see. Okay, Hannah, what's clear among you?
I talked about being clear about starting with complexity and then breaking it down to make things more simple and concrete.
Okay.
And being unclear or more muddy about finding the correct verbiage for those complex things that I have.
Great, Kevin?
There were two things that were clear to me. Climate and culture, although they're different, they greatly influence each other. The other one is becoming more specific in terms of what my climate is.
Okay, great. Willie?
Climate is something that I actually influence, and the second was just honing down the our-way statement to make it more of a clear statement instead.
Tim?
Culture is, I influence that. And the climate piece are accepting participation.
All right. Let's see, Nehemiah. We'll go with you.
Yeah, I just would say that how to write a climate statement. Feel good about that.
Our way statement.
Our way.
Okay, what was muddy?
Well, just trying to figure out how it's aligned to the action steps. You know, how I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Diving deep in that, that's, make sure it
Sounds good. Thanks for another wonderful day. I really, really appreciate everybody's engagement and attention. We'll meet back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thank you.
A few quick housekeeping. Maggie sent an email about business hours for your school. Make sure that you're touching base with your secretary or email your vendor to make sure that your school is open when it's supposed to be open. We'll get some contractors here after the email, some contractors that weren't able to get in. The other thing is we want any families that are coming to drop off enrollment with the information to be able to get in. So just make sure you touch base with them about that. I-9s for Nehemiah, Mark, and if you have those, you can give them to me. I'm really happy to touch base with you about those. I hope everyone is understanding like the connection here with what you did with Ben and Morgan and what you've been doing with Richard, like how this will all, I hope, somewhat naturally fold into the playbook writing. I know the playbook was rather abstract a couple of weeks ago when we first started talking about it, but this very clearly fits into taking, whether it's our statements, whether it is just your general where you're going with culture, and then what you'll be doing tomorrow, some of these more concrete, actionable items. That's how all these pieces are coming together. Still, I think a little bit murky, still a little bit disjointed at times. But I hope that everyone's starting to see how they all fit together. The other pieces, it doesn't end with Richard leaving, it doesn't end with Anna and Emily's last session on Thursday. You know, we have more people coming. And while we know that this work is ongoing and some of it might be contradictory at times, and that's purposeful, this is just a very long spectrum of how we want to ensure we're preparing ourselves individually and collectively to really make sure our schools are in a really great place to kick off for the first 30 days, but then be able to continuously refine and evolve and kind of improve over time. So some people have touched base with me about the playbook, like how does this fit into that? There's no right or wrong. I think all of this work is just informing tomorrow at 8.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Well, did she actually just want my passport, because I not, is it a sheet or what?
You either need your driver's license, like birth certificate, or your passport.
Okay. Okay, I'll take it over there.
All the actual forms.
Seems they're gonna get the copy.
Yeah, the HS.
I think Richard would have a hard time yelling over.
Oh, the parade? I was preparing today just in case there was a shift in plans. We're actually gonna go to parade. I was like, I had thought about that.
That's why.
All right, Mike.
Okay. When is the parade attached? Tomorrow.
Thank you.
What time? 11. That whole thing is about social cohesion going on.
Thank you. Okay.